Lead that kid astray. The ancient emperor shook his head slightly. Then I have to dare to do it too. Who knows you? The big black cat took a big bite of the lamb leg, and his mouth was immediately full of oil. You were lawless in the universe back then. With your cultivation as a peak emperor, you dared to stir up endless winds and clouds, making the entire universe uneasy. Now you have touched the high-dimensional realm. If this emperor doesn't watch, who knows what kind of trouble you can cause. Ha ha ha, that depends on who it is. I don't have any thoughts about that kid. The ancient emperor laughed, and then his expression was filled with endless melancholy and emotion. You also know that if it weren't for that person, I would have been dead long ago, and I wouldn't even have the chance to reincarnate. How dare I disobey? Then why did you teach them to merge yin and yang? The big black cat glanced at him. Don't say you don't have your own thoughts in it. Can you blame me? The ancient emperor's eyes opened and closed, with a terrifying brilliance bursting out in them, as if the universes were surging with destruction. You also saw that after that kid merged with the initial universe, he did not completely condense the perfect Tao divine body. I gave him this idea in order to complete the task that person left for me. Now I think it must be the work of the Hades. At this point, the ancient emperor's eyes flashed with a gleam of light, as if a flash of inspiration flashed. Yes, I said that the Hades god could not have agreed to that person so quickly and directly gave up the underworld. What he did was equivalent to giving the entire underworld as a dowry to that kid. This is his life's hard work. Now that I think about it, he did this as a backup, leaving part of the origin of the underworld to his daughter. If that kid wants to truly condense the perfect Tao divine body, he must have a yin and yang fusion with the daughter of the Hades god. In the process of fusion, once that kid condenses a true perfect Tao divine body, the daughter of the Hades god will also be able to comprehend the way of heaven and man and cultivate a supreme divine body. At that time, even if the underworld is lost, my daughter will get a huge benefit. Tisk tisk, so cruel. The ancient emperor sighed, as if he had completely figured out everything. These giants born in ancient times are indeed cunning and treacherous, and none of them are easy to deal with. As he said that, the ancient emperor glanced at the big black cat. Why are you glancing at me? The big black cat licked his whiskers. This emperor is different from those guys. I am very simple. You are simple. The ancient emperor laughed. If you really think my idea is not good, I am afraid you would have interrupted me earlier. Isn't it because you hope that the kid can truly and thoroughly condense a perfect Tao divine body? By then, not only will this emperor be able to be freed, but the seal on your body will also be eliminated by more than half, right? You don't have to act so hard all the time. The big black cat licked his paws and said nothing, just quietly looking at the void above his head. Outside the void sea, after Qin Chen and his companions left, in the blink of an eye, they had appeared outside the endless sky domain. Chen, why are you running so fast? Are you afraid that we will eat you? Cici and the others pulled Qin Chen, smiling. At the same time, they quickly approached Qin Chen, and pressed their plump and soft bodies tightly against him, with tenderness in their eyes. In fact, what Senior Goody said before does make some sense. Why not? As they spoke, they surrounded Qin Chen and looked at him affectionately. Qin Chen's face turned green in an instant. What are you doing? Husband, what do you think we can do? Cici chuckled at first, but her eyes were full of affection. Before, my husband was willing to venture into the underworld for me, and survived a life and death struggle, which made me and the others worried and anxious. Now that my injuries have healed, it's time to compensate my husband. That's right, my husband, you made us lose our appetite all day long, don't you know how to compensate us? That's right. Chen Shui, Ruyu, Wanner and the others also showed their charming looks and chuckled. Damn, where did you learn all this? Qin Chen was sweating profusely, looking at the four beautiful women in front of him with smiling faces and graceful figures, and he was speechless. Where did they learn these words? How do you want to compensate? Qin Chen said with a stiff face. I have never enjoyed the service of a great emperor. How about today? My husband, the emperor of the two worlds, come to serve the four of us. Qinzu's jade face was bright and smooth, her eyes were like moon flowers, shimmering, pure and charming, and seductive. Together with Ruyu and Waner, she stepped forward. How dare you? This great emperor is so famous, how can I serve others? Qin Chen felt a headache and hurriedly scolded them. His tone was majestic, and the pressure of the emperor was looming, trying to suppress the four people. Hey, sisters, this young man dared to resist the four of us. How bold. Let's see how the four of us can subdue him. Cece also scolded, and the aura of the emperor surged on her body. With a giggle, she and Chen Shui rushed towards Qin Chen. Some grabbed his hands, some lifted his legs, and some grabbed his head. They were like tigers and wolves. Wait. This is in public, enter the chaotic world. Qin Chen screamed, and several people disappeared in an instant. Chaotic world. Under the ancient tree, Qin Chen and his companions appeared on a piece of green grass. The grass was fragrant, the sun was bright, and it was particularly warm and fresh. How about it, young man, have you thought about how to serve us? Cece and the others half lying there said with a smile. Ahem, let me try. Qin Chen smiled bitterly, knowing that he could not escape this level, so he could only get up, come to the four women, gently lean over, and take off their shoes and socks. The pale flesh-colored silk stockings were removed, and the dazzling jade feet were immediately exposed. Cece's jade feet were the most slender, soft and delicate, and could not be grasped, while Chen Shui and Ruyu's were bright and dazzling, white and amazing, and you could not see them enough. As for Waner's, some cardamom was added, which had a unique flavor. After taking off the transparent socks, Qin Chen held the four people's delicate jade feet, some of which felt cold and smooth, and some were as warm as jade. Every toe was slender and crystal, and there was a fragrance. Several people snorted tenderly. They were as shy as they were before. Their faces were flushed and they dared not look up. Qin Chen did not stop. He followed the long skirts, slender legs and straight thighs of the four people up to their waists and helped them undress. Qin Chen was too busy to handle it alone, so several people would help to undress together. It was a deep sisterly love. I have no regrets in my life to be able to love you, young Master Chen. The four people's eyebrows trembled slightly, hugged each other, and smiled. They did not really let Qin Chen serve the four people alone, but gently stood up, or half knelt, or climbed on Qin Chen's body, straightened their bodies, hugged Qin Chen's waist and hips. Slowly undressed Qin Chen, and served him gently and considerately. The four people served together, Qin Chen trembled all over, and a faint breath surged in his body, turning into an attractive white mist, covering everything. The next moment, a delicate cry sounded in the white mist. Clouds rise and fall, and the tides rise and fall. Multiple yin and yang forces quickly merged. Rumble. I don't know how long it took. In the chaotic world, endless source power suddenly surged. These source auras seemed to be born from all directions. I don't know where they came from or where they went. The whole chaotic world shook violently under this power. In the chaotic world, there were still some creatures here. At this moment, they all looked up in horror and looked at the sky in disbelief. In the white mist, Qin Chen and Cece merged with each other, and their powers blended with each other. After reaching a certain critical point, the flesh that had already reached the extreme suddenly bloomed with countless lights of the avenue. The light of the avenue surged, like the opening, and quickly merged with this chaotic world. Boom. Just like the opening of the sky, Qin Chen felt that his will suddenly appeared on the chaotic world. Originally, after so many years of refining, this chaotic world has become a part of Qin Chen's body, and at this moment, Qin Chen's body has truly merged with this chaotic world. This chaotic world seemed to have turned into a giant egg in Qin Chen's body, restraining Qin Chen's consciousness. Open the sky. I want to open the sky. An instinctive thought arose in Qin Chen's consciousness. He roared angrily, and with a bang, the entire Chaos Avenue was opened up by him in an instant, just like Pengu opening the sky. Boom. Billions of brilliant lights turned into thousands of avenues, as if from another world, appearing from the end of the endless void, and bursting out from the location of Qin Chen's chaotic world to all directions of the initial universe. Rumble. And in the center of the most blazing light, there was a faint terrible sound of thunder rolling. In the virtual sea, the ancient emperor and the big black cat suddenly woke up, and instantly looked at the void, each showing excitement. The judgment of the divine thunder is the perfect avenue divine body, it has begun. Boom. The ancient emperor stood up, the power of the divine emperor surged on his body, and the divine light burst out in his eyes, and there was a faint high-dimensional power blooming to receive this power. The big black cat was also suspended in the air, with a serious look. On his body, countless runes flowed, and each rune was extremely ancient, as if it contained the most powerful power in the universe. The origin of the chaotic world, all the laws and the power of the Tao suddenly burst out with dazzling light, and the countless powers of the Tao formed a super complex aura, and the entire chaotic world formed a mass of nothingness. Boom. The sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The chaotic world was like a newborn universe, slowly emerging and being born in this nothingness. The birth of the universe. At this moment, Qin Chen's consciousness had spread from the chaotic world, and he looked at everything below in shock. The chaotic world turned into a brand new world and formed his body.